All right, I got my frame here, or one pair of frames, and I want to cut this 90-degree first. Now the problem is I've got my bolts in the wrong way, so I've got to reverse those. And then I'll make this cut first. That'll give me something to reference off of. Now what I did here is I did the old quick setup. I just put in my pivot point and I squared this up with my framing square to the fence this way. So I just did that because this is not that critical. I want this flush and as square as possible, and then I want to use it to reference my length. So this one's good, this one's good. I guess I just have to change the one bolt here. No, it was better the other way. Just leave it alone, let it flush up. There. Okay. So I can see that I'm a little out of square. I just want to double check that. Yep. Tiny bit of daylight down here, which is what I was seeing when I brought it up to the fence. Yeah. So I want that blade to just start on this end, and then I'll remove the rest of the material here. Flush. Took probably a little more than I wanted to off of that one, but flush. Right now I've got a reference corner here. I got this set up to just kiss the bottom of these, and I've got it. I wanted, when I built this. Originally I wanted 36 inches. I believe I'm going to be ending up looks like about a 1/16 under. Let's see how it goes here. That's so close. That's close enough. I'll put it that way. Okay. That stands up nicely. Looks good. like it. I'll call that square. I've got just a fraction of daylight here at the top, over 24 inches. And that, to me, is very reasonable for something like this. All right, I'm using these threaded inserts to connect my cross members to the frames that I made. And here's a test piece I did, and it's incredibly strong, and that's the one thing I was really concerned about. It does do a really good job. So I put this side toward the fence, and I got incredibly lucky. This is really very close to being perfectly in line with my the top of my frames. So I like that dimension. The other critical dimension is getting it centered this way. So I took another, this is a finished piece, and I dimpled it with the drill bit here. Measured that distance when I thought I had it centered, and then flipped it. The problem is you're going to put this being the X side to the fence this way. Then you're going to want to flip it and register off the same side so that this distance remains the same. But if this is way out of whack in this direction, you're gonna end up twisting your frames, and so I don't want to do that. I had to get that as centered as possible. So I think I have this. I've got it to within a few thousandths of an inch, I'll say. So I'm happy with that. I set my dial caliper at half width. This is 815. So if I go to 407, right, well, not close enough, 408. I mean, that thing lands right on the dot. I mean, I might be a couple thousandths off one way or the other, but that is very, very close, and that will work. That little bit of off center over this length is not going to affect that greatly, I don't think. So I'm gonna run a couple of these and see how they work. All right, you can see I'm kind of back here in the corner, but it works out okay. This is I'm just going to press it against this extrusion, which I've got clamped with some quick clamps, holding it down to the table and tight to the fence. I've got my depth of cut set to 1 inch, and then I made sure that this was square to the table. So we should be good to go. I'm going to give it a try here anyway, and we'll see what happens. This is my X, so I know that it's center, I should say it's equally parallel, the center is to the top edge, and this is about as close as I can get to being perfectly centered. So, all right, you can see that this one, the thread tapers up from the bottom here, and this end helps keep it centered in that 3/8 hole. So I've got a short 1/4 inch bolt installed in this. It Could be a little longer, wouldn't really matter, but this way the head bottoms out. And I've got a nut driver, and I'm just gonna put it in there and give it a shot here. That one's going. That one bit very quickly. The first one I put in kind of spun a little bit. Let's see if I can get that out of there. Get it started straighter than that. That's split. Damn it. Well, luckily I have an extra one, but why did that split? The other one did not. I'm going to put a little wax in there. Well, I'm going to try the other end. I'm going to do it this way this time. I'm going to support the wood this time and see if that helps. It certainly can't hurt. A little wax on this. Time for a new battery. I'm going to try something a little different here. I'm going to wet the inside of this hole with some mineral spirits. Kind of soften things up a little bit. I installed the other one with wax, and the hole was dry though. Let's see if this makes a difference. Put this way. All right, I like that method. Mineral spirits and a little wax, and those, and then support the piece as well, just to make sure. All right, let me see how that connects. Well, I'm gonna do one more, and then we'll have two of them.